Have you ever missed a life-changing opportunity just because you panicked? Said something in anger you wish you could take back? If yes, you need to hear this, because life won't wait for you to calm down. It tests you right in the middle of chaos. Life will push you to the edge. It'll shake your confidence, hit you with setbacks, and leave you questioning everything. But one thing decides whether you break or rise: your ability to stay calm. A calm mind is a powerful mind. It sees solutions where others see problems. It turns obstacles into opportunities. And guess what? You carry that power with you every single day in your own mind. But if you don't control it, emotions will anger, panic, doubt. They'll hijack your judgment and make you do things you'll regret. So here's the truth. Don't let emotions decide your future. Start choosing from a place of clarity and purpose. If you want me to share daily techniques to train a calm, focused mind, drop a 9 in the comments right now. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because in the next video, I'm going to show you how to turn calmness into your superpower. You can do it, even if it's not easy. Realizing what transpires when things become tight is the first step. A lack of rational thought processes is a hallmark of panic attacks, according to scientific research. Rather, it causes us to behave impulsively as a survival mechanism. You can't think clearly while your emotions are running high. You're only responding. Reacting impulsively also poses risks. But imagine for a second if you could teach yourself to maintain your composure, no matter how hectic your environment becomes. Just imagine for a second if you could stop, breathe, and decide how you want to live your life. Being calm while others panic is a sign of true strength. Just take a look at the world's most accomplished leaders, sportsmen, and thinkers. Their uniqueness is in more than simply their brains or ability. They are able to maintain composure when faced with adversity. Even when everything seems to be going their way, they are able to calm the storms inside. Consider Michael Jordan as an example. He is carrying the burden of the title as time runs down and the game hangs in the balance. This is the critical juncture. Is he scared though? Not at all. He just pauses, focuses, and then hits the target. The shot is made by him. At first glance, you may recognize Michael Jordan. He's unique, but the reality is that he isn't. Like you and I, he is a person. His decision-making in a high-pressure situation is what sets him apart. He refused to be dominated by fear. He kept his composure under pressure. He mastered his thoughts. To top it all off, that's why he went on to become a legend. This is something that even someone who isn't an athlete can grasp. Every day you face pressure from several sources, including your job, your relationships, and your personal struggles. Perhaps you're facing a significant choice, a difficult discussion, or a major presentation. At such times, you are presented with an option. Let your emotions get the best of you and panic, or keep your cool and act rationally. Here is where the powerful differ from the feeble. Feel free to respond. Anxieties and panic may take over anybody. Unfortunately, not everyone is able to maintain composure under pressure. Unfortunately, not everyone is capable of keeping their cool in a high-pressure situation. You should focus your training on it. Keeping one's cool under fire is an acquired talent, similar to bulking up one's muscles. Mastery requires time, persistence, and dedication. It may take some time, but it's certainly doable. Therefore, keep in mind that this is your time when anxiety begins to build and your heart starts to beat. Retract your steps, hold your breath, shift your attention. You've got this. Nobody is defined by their circumstances. Your reaction matters. You improve your chances of success when you answer rationally, calmly, and clearly. I understand that life isn't easy. Whenever you least expect it, It will throw you a curveball, making you feel like everyone and everything is out to get you. Now, I'll tell you the truth. You have persevered despite adversity on previous occasions. There were challenges, but you overcame them. You're still alive. At this point, however, just existing is insufficient. Now is the moment to succeed. Now is the moment to take control of your thoughts and actions and go ahead with purpose. How then is that done? Is there a certain way to teach your mind to remain calm when things become tough? Being aware is the first step. Know when you're starting to feel completely overwhelmed. Pay attention to it. Put it out there. Just recognize it, give it a name, and tell yourself you get to choose your reaction. Mindfulness is the key from that point forward. Keep checking in with yourself as you go about your day. Do you have command, or are your emotions taking over? Just wondering whether you're responding or reacting, this is the path to developing mental resilience, the capacity to maintain composure in the face of adversity. Maintaining composure, however, entails more than simply doing so. Improve your decision-making skills. It's all about living a life that's in harmony with your principles, objectives, and mission. Clear thinking occurs when one maintains composure. Your fear does not influence your decision-making. Fear isn't going to stop you. When you make a choice, you do it confidently. When that happens, things start to shift. Accuracy is not guaranteed. You can't expect to keep your cool in all circumstances. What really counts is that you don't let up, that you keep working out, and that you keep building that mental power. Being calm, confident, and able to handle life's challenges will come naturally to you as time goes on. As a result, control your emotions. Do not let yourself be overcome by fear or terror. Master your thoughts. Under duress, maintain composure. Take deliberate steps. For the simple reason that when you do, obstacles vanish. I have something to tell you that will alter your perspective on life. Breathing is the most direct and effective way to bring yourself back into balance. Maintain composure and assert your authority. Yes, I understand. Your very breath, which you neglect. That one that most people forget about. Even when everything seems to be collapsing around you, taking a few deep breaths may pull you back from the brink. Let me explain. Your breathing pattern has a direct impact on your mental processes. The expression, "breathe deeply," is nothing new to you. Not only is it true, but it's also a cliché. When anxiety levels are high and thoughts are racing, your body goes into fight or flight mode. When you're anxious, your brain switches into fight or flight mode, which may make you feel helpless and disorganized. Now I'll tell you the good news. The reins are in your hands. A few deliberate breaths are all it takes to reboot your system. The Navy SEALs come to mind. Such elite troops personify composure in high-stakes situations. They remain calm under pressure, even when there is little room for mistake. They are not affected by freezing. Their whole being is respired. Box breathing is a simple but very efficient technique that they use. Take 4 deep breaths in. Maintain for a duration of 4 seconds. Pause to let out a little breath. Maintain for a duration of 4 seconds. It's done after 4 seconds. Remain still. 4 seconds remaining. Keep holding once more. By resetting your neurological system, this method teaches your brain and body that they are powerful enough to handle any situation that comes their way. That may seem too simplistic to you. What gives this seemingly little detail such profound impact? In many cases, however, the simplest solutions are the most effective. Changing from a panicked to a calm mood is as simple as slowing your breath and concentrating on each inhale and exhale. You feel a calming effect on your heart. I understand your sentiments. You begin to make choices driven by purpose and clarity, rather than by fear. Remember a moment when you were completely unable to cope, whether it was with a big choice at work, a personal crisis, or something else entirely. Your blood pressure was rising, your heart was thumping, and your thoughts were racing. Right then, the need to respond kicked in. All of us have been there. When pressure builds, we tend to react rashly rather than carefully. Our tempers flare. Oftentimes, our words carry the impact of regret. Our decision-making is hasty. Plus, we have to face the after-effects of things we didn't even plan on doing at some point. But that's not all. Everything hinges on the distinction between responding and reacting. Reacting is giving in to the disorder. What you do is dictated by outside influences. Regaining command is as simple as responding. Whatever is going on around you, how you choose to show up is a decision you make on purpose. The difference between success and regret lies in that decision in whether to react or respond. It takes practice to become adept at this change, to choose to respond rather than react. Being self-aware, patient, and practicing is essential for this talent. You may improve your ability to control your emotions by practicing self-control every time you stop. Breathe and decide on a reaction. You learn to think and act confidently instead of timidly. As time goes on, this becomes automatic. You'll be able to face problems with more poise, make better judgments, and feel more in charge of your life than you ever imagined imaginable. When that occurs, it's not enough to just survive. You really flourish. You may get the wisdom to make a good choice when you stop. Gather your thoughts and breathe before committing to anything. True change occurs. At that point, come on. Life is full with obstacles. It's impossible to avoid. It will put you to the test, challenge you, and even crush you at times. Feeling overwhelmed is a common reaction if you aren't ready to deal with that kind of strain. For that reason, you should prepare ahead of time by gathering the appropriate resources. Stress and turmoil are not the goal. Achieving mastery is the key. In the midst of adversity, you must remain steadfast and make decisions that are in harmony with your principles, objectives, and future plans. Mindfulness is achieved by regulation of breathing. When you master your thoughts, you master your deeds, and you control your own fate by controlling your own actions. As you well know, it isn't always easy. Sometimes it seems like the world is collapsing around you when you're dealing with unforeseen difficulties. When feelings are intense, it's hard to calm down and breathe deeply. That being said, it is essential that you exercise in tranquil periods, free from any kind of pressure. That's the way the habit is formed. In this way, you may teach yourself to respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally. Breathe deeply for a few minutes every day. Whatever time of day it is, take a few moments to concentrate on your breathing. Breathe in deeply. Keep it held. Breathe out gently. Continue doing so. There will be a change once this becomes habitual for you. Experience a sense of mental clarity. The mayhem all around you will seem less daunting. You will learn to manage your reactions and deal with stress more calmly and confidently. Breath control is that powerful. When things seem like they're falling apart, when stress levels are high, and life generally feels chaotic, take a deep breath, relax, and inhale deeply. Regulate your pulse rate. Allow some time to reflect before taking any kind of action. Be who you are, no matter what. You make the moment your own. You get to decide how you want to react. Decisions are under your power, more than simply getting by. That's what you're doing when you do that. With each breath, you're embracing your power. Pay attention. Difficulties will arise. At times, it may feel like the universe is conspiring against you. There is a decision to be made when you feel trapped. When things don't seem to be going your way, the way you see the situation is crucial. Problems don't appear to a tranquil mind. It detects difficulties. Dealing with an issue might seem like you're facing an insurmountable obstacle. However, a test overcoming adversity opens doors to greater success. Dealing with this issue directly allows you to assert your resilience and strength. Your load will be lighter if you change your perspective from seeing problems to seeing challenges. When you break free of your confinement, you regain your inner warrior. The truth is, this isn't going to solve your problem overnight. It requires work to change your perspective. This type of work, nevertheless, is what ultimately liberates you. Most individuals wonder, why is this happening to me whenever bad things happen? And I get it. We can understand the feeling. When life hits you hard, you could start to doubt everything. Unfortunately, I need that you cease posing that inquiry. Avoid doing it. It perpetuates feelings of helplessness and victimhood. Instead, try to answer the question, what have I learned from this? Everything changes with just one alteration. Problems become opportunities for growth. It restores your agency. Take a look at Thomas Edison, a legendary inventor. He is well recognized as the inventor of the light bulb. The number of times he failed before succeeding is something that many people don't understand. 10,000 times, 100 tries, or even 10 would have been enough to make most people give up. This is impossible, they would have said, not Edison. However, failure was not defeat in his eyes. He refrained from saying, "I failed 10,000 times," when questioned about his 10,000 unsuccessful efforts. There were 10,000 different approaches, he said. What alters the game is that attitude, that outlook. He kept moving on from setbacks. The lesson was his whole concentration. No matter how many times he failed, he always looked at it as a stepping stone on the road to success. With that outlook, he was able to keep going until he discovered what worked. And the world changed because of him. No, I'm not suggesting you should fail 1,000 times before succeeding. What I am saying is that setbacks are inevitable. When you fail or when things don't work out the way you expected, remember that you always have a choice. You might wallow in self-pity and never go beyond the question, why me? Another option is to change your point of view. You have the power to see every obstacle as a chance to learn and improve, allowing you to bounce back even more powerful than before. There is no assurance that life will be easy. It won't make your journey easy or devoid of difficulties, but it will bestow upon you a significant boon. Being able to choose your own response. And when you master it, the game changes completely. In the face of adversity, obstacles become opportunities for growth. There is always a way to recover from adversity. It makes no difference how many times you stumble. It's a matter of picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and facing the next obstacle head-on rather than giving up. Despite 999 fruitless tries, Edison persisted. He refused to be defined by his setbacks. He allowed it to mold him. And it is the very thing that must be done. You are being molded and prepared for the breakthrough that lies ahead by every setback and challenging occasion. Remember your own life. Think back on the moments when you were disappointed. Perhaps a promotion didn't go to you. The termination of a relationship is one possible explanation. Perhaps you tried something new and failed. Your reaction was what? Were you able to recover from it? Did you give much thought to the letdown? Alternately, have you considered, What can I take away from this? Should I work on my weaknesses or strengths? What can we learn from this? Simply said, you become unbeatable when you change your perspective from seeing life as a string of difficulties to viewing it as a string of challenges. When you break free from the grip of frustration, you are able to go on with determination. Individuals who kept trying even after experiencing setbacks achieved history's most remarkable achievements. It was clear to them that setbacks aren't final conclusions. To succeed, it is necessary and integral to the process. Adversity is a necessary ingredient for success. However, the number of obstacles you encounter is irrelevant. What matters is your reaction to them. When you're feeling low, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Stay away from seeing oneself as a victim. Stay strong and resilient, no matter what. Everything is up to you. And when you make a commitment to yourself to learn and develop, you'll begin to recognize that every difficulty is really a chance to become the person God created you to be. When the going got rough, a lot of individuals quit up. Those who fail but then pick themselves up and try again are the ones who really make a difference. You have the key to that power. Make the most of it. Listen up. This is important. Maintaining composure in high-pressure situations requires preparation. If you didn't establish self-control while things were easy, you won't be able to confidently manage tension when they get difficult. While the going gets tough, you won't be prepared if you haven't prepared mentally, physically, and emotionally for the storm by working on these things while no one is looking. Put it in your mind. No one would ever enter a boxing ring without first putting in the necessary training. Preparation is key before taking any kind of test. It would be foolish to show up unprepared for a job interview. Therefore, why risk living an unpredictable life if you haven't trained your mind to deal with it? You are only limited by your own imagination. However, it requires training, daily work, and persistence, just like any muscle. As human beings, we all aspire to great things. However, a lot of individuals mistakenly believe that opportunities magically materialize. When the time comes, they will be prepared. They think, it doesn't work that way. Having success isn't a matter of chance. It isn't a magical occurrence. Preparation yielded this outcome. Plus, getting ready isn't something you do just once. Every day it is constructed via little focused activities. I won or lost the battle long before I danced beneath those lights, far away from witnesses, behind the lines in the gym, and out on the road. As Muhammad Ali famously remarked, the need of avoiding the limelight couldn't have been more clear to him. The invisible hours, the ones of quiet discipline and devotion, are where they are gained. Therefore, the issue is, will you be prepared when the time comes for you to face life's challenges? The major showy events are not indicative of success. In the little invisible ones, it is constructed. In the wee hours of the morning, when no one is there to see, when you work hard day after day, it occurs. Successful people are those who have put in the effort before the lights go on, when the stakes are high, and the audience is screaming their approval. That is the point I want you to grasp. You have already won the war before the time of crisis comes. There will be difficulties, confusion, and failures in the future. Every time, but you'll be ready for them when they come if you've been practicing, if you've been mentally and physically prepared. That moment will catch you unawares. If you haven't been working hard, if you've been coasting, the problem will be too difficult for you to manage, and you won't have the resources to deal with it effectively. When facing enemies you can't possibly anticipate, how can you be ready? What mental exercises may help you maintain composure when things become tough? All it takes is a change in your routine. Practices like meditation, visualizing a peaceful environment, Reading and exercising aren't just nice-to-haves that make a decent list. You may strengthen your mental fortitude, concentration, and resilience with the aid of these techniques. Daily mental exercise is just as important as physical exercise for a healthy body. Meditation is a good place to start. This isn't some abstract or esoteric idea. Meditation is nothing more than training yourself to remain still, to pay attention to your internal experiences, including thoughts and emotions, and to gain mastery over them rather than succumb to their influence. When life gets crazy, your mind gets racing, and you're feeling overwhelmed. Meditation may help you calm down, focus, and breathe more deeply. It provides the necessary break the time between input and reaction that improves decision-making. Let me tell you something. Long periods of meditation are unnecessary. Improving your ability to deal with stress takes just a few minutes each day. Visualization follows. When it comes to mental training, this is among the most effective methods available. By seeing oneself triumphing, remaining composed in high-stakes situations, and confidently overcoming obstacles, you may train your mind to accept the possibility of victory. There is no difference between actual and imagined events for your brain. Visualizing success helps you teach yourself to achieve it in the actual world. Practicing in your head is similar. Plus, it becomes easier the more you practice. Reading also helps one's mind develop. You may increase your knowledge by reading more. A person's mental faculties are enhanced when they acquire more information. Reading helps you think more broadly, get exposure to other points of view, and hone your ability to solve problems. Great leaders and successful people all have one thing in common. They love to read. Why? Because they know that exercising the body is essential, but that nourishing the mind with knowledge is much more crucial. Reading helps you become ready for obstacles you haven't even met yet. When you take the time to learn from the mistakes of others, you equip yourself mentally to deal with the unforeseen challenges that life often brings. We should discuss physical activity. While taking care of one's physical health is obvious, few realize that working out is as much a mental challenge as a physical one. Physically challenging yourself and going outside your comfort zone is a great way to develop your mind at the same time. You are learning to persevere even when you are exhausted and to quit when you feel like giving up. A level of self-control and resilience like that is transferable to any endeavor. The power of your mind grows in tandem with the strength of your body. However, these things do not happen suddenly. Consistently turning up is key, regardless of how you feel, how busy you are, or how low your motivation goes. These actions need to become second nature to you. Mental conditioning is similar to physical exercise. The more you work on it, the stronger it will be, and the simpler it will be to deal with life's challenges. You will remain composed under pressure and in the face of adversity. You will not give up. Make no hasty, frightened decisions. You will remain composed instead. Stay focused, because you have already worked hard. You will be prepared. Anything may happen in life. The future is unpredictable. You may improve your odds of success significantly by engaging in mental training on a daily basis. When you put in the time and effort to prepare for and overcome challenges, you empower yourself to remain strong and keep going, even when the going gets tough. The lights will go on, and the pressure will be on, but you won't flinch. There will be no uncertainty on your part. Your performance will be commendable. One additional item must be understood by you. At this point, surrounding oneself with positive people is more important than you may realize. Your skill, dedication, and hard work aren't the only factors that determine your success. Your surroundings also play a role. The energy of those around you will affect you in a negative way if you surround yourself with negative individuals. This includes those who are often complaining, doubting themselves, and getting upset about trivial things. Their apprehension, justifications, and restrictions will gradually seep into your own thoughts, even if you don't see it at first. What you see around you influences what you think. Your thoughts, emotions, and performance are all impacted by the energy you let into your being. Also be careful with who you let into your home because of this. Be around strong individuals. If you want to be strong yourself, put yourself in the shoes of disciplined individuals if you want to emulate their level of self-control. Get in the company of ambitious, hard-working individuals who will not settle for anything less than brilliance if you want to achieve your goals. Reason being, you will inevitably reach their level if you hang out with the correct people, those that motivate, inspire, and encourage you. In times of adversity, you will be prepared mentally, habitually, and socially to not just endure, but flourish. Being in a familiar environment with familiar people makes it simple to remain there. I get that. We gravitate toward people who share our views. Appearance and life experiences. Having a lengthy history with someone, whether they're blood relatives or long-lost friends, doesn't give them carte blanche to read your thoughts and feelings. Selecting the right people to surround yourself with is crucial if you want to develop, achieve, and peak in all areas of your life. You must resist the urge to allow pessimism to rule your life. Consider the company you keep on a regular basis. Do they seem to be supporting you? How are they assisting you in maintaining your focus on your objectives? On the other hand, are they always bemoaning the state of affairs, the impossibility of change, and the problems that plague the world? When bad things happen, do they help you remain calm, or do they freak out and cause mayhem? You need to shift your environment if the people around you deplete your energy. Your serenity, concentration, and future goals must be safeguarded. Whether you're conscious of it or not, you'll start acting more like the people around you when it comes to finding solutions, handling stress, and thinking clearly, as if you were in a room where cigarette smoke permeated every corner. Breathing it in is still harmful, even if you don't smoke. When we focus on negative, we see the same pattern. Being in its constant presence causes it to infiltrate your being, and once it does, it becomes difficult to expel. I don't mean that you should ignore someone who is struggling, just the opposite. There is difficulty for everyone. Rough days are inevitable. Your frame of mind is key. Are the individuals around you striving for growth or mired in a never-ending loop of gripes and negativity? People that support you challenge you to improve and ensure you don't slack off are essential. Staying cool, concentrating on solutions, and bringing an attitude of, "We can handle this," are all qualities you need in a leader. You need energy like that. That's the type of vitality that will propel you toward development, achievement, and contentment. Put it in your mind. You don't need those who will just serve to exacerbate your issues when times are rough, when everything seems to be coming apart. Those who are easily frightened, negative thinkers, or panickers are not needed. Someone who can remain calm and collected under fire, and who can think of ways to help, rather than just gripe, is essential. In times of difficulty, it is important to surround yourself with positive individuals who will encourage you, point out your strengths, and push you ahead. Assemble a group of individuals around you who are strong thinkers, who have a mission in life, and who can guide you toward righteousness. If you want to improve yourself, surround yourself with these folks. You will get the motivation to go for the stars and do the unpopular things you've always wanted from these individuals. You will be inspired to step up your game when you surround yourself with high-achieving individuals. Their perspective will mold your perspective. You will be inspired to persevere by their achievements. This has nothing to do with isolating oneself from society. Being selective about the people you let into your home is key. Your opinion does not important to everyone. You shouldn't let your past dictate who you let into your future, rather of being around individuals who drag you down or hold you back. You should surround yourself with people who are going in the same direction as you. Furthermore, this isn't limited to external parties. Your personal energy use is also something you must own. What vibe are you projecting out into the universe? The people you're around have an impact on you. Is your attitude one of positivity or negativity? For the simple reason that it is all about your presence, demeanor, and interactions. Nobody, including yourself, benefits from your constant griping negative energy and attempts to drag others down. You should be the kind of person that provides hope, support, and answers rather than additional issues. This is the reality. Those you spend the most of your time with shape you into their likeness. You must surround yourself with the correct people if you want to achieve success, progress, and a life of tranquility and contentment. You need to surround yourself with positive people who will encourage you, push you to your limits, and help you weather the storms of life. You can't let the negativity of other people to hold you back in life. And I know it's not easy to end certain relationships. You should pursue your aspirations. You must achieve your objectives. You must safeguard your future development at all costs. Use your judgment. Pay attention to the people you let into your life. And keep in mind that you can always rely on others. When you put yourself in the company of positive, energetic, and mentally prepared individuals, you increase your chances of success. I understand that transitions may be unsettling. Even in bad relationships, it's not simple to let go of familiar ones. Nevertheless, giving up certain things is necessary for progress. It entails choose who gets to accompany you on your voyage, which is no easy task. No one should be hated. Cutting somebody off abruptly is not necessary. Boundaries must be established. However, you need to be aware of which relationships are limiting your progress rather than enhancing it. No one is destined to follow in your footsteps. That much is certain. The individuals in your life may only be around for a short while. And that's just okay. Those you choose to surround yourself with should be uplifting influences rather than detractors. It is your responsibility to discern which ones. You will be put to the test by life. Sooner rather than later is the key word. Some storms will rock you to your very foundation. Continually raging storms that don't appear to be going anywhere. You may reach a point when you feel like you can't go on any longer. There will be no light at the end of the tunnel, because the darkness will have descended and the winds will have roared. However, keep in mind the following. No storm ever stays forever. Their ability is limited. That is just how life is. Every storm, no matter how terrible or debilitating, passes. Eventually the clouds will part and the light will shine through. The only issue is, will you be standing when that happens? Did you manage to weather the storm, or did it leave you battered and confused? What I want to tell you is this: standing tall is within your power. Even when everything else around you crumbles, you have the ability to stand steadfast. That type of power, however, doesn't just materialize at crucial moments. It's something that has to be constructed. Whoever can maintain composure in the face of adversity is more likely to emerge triumphant. Therefore, it's important to teach your mind to do the same. The one who is able to keep control of their own thoughts, feelings, and reactions will be the one to persevere, while everyone else is losing their composure. Storms. The reality is, will inevitably occur. Their arrival is imminent. Yes, it is true. Even if the storm is on its way, it doesn't imply you'll be wiped out. You are free to stand firm and not allow anything to derail you. In the midst of all the mayhem, you have the power to remain unmoved. You must be ready for it to occur, however. If you've made it a daily habit to strengthen your mental fortitude so that you can overcome the obstacles you will inevitably encounter in life. And that is the essence of the matter. Intellectual development. Building your resilience means being able to be calm, focused, and steady, no matter what challenges you face. Distractions abound in our world. That's a lot of noise. The situation is disorganized. Its purpose is to divert your attention. Some individuals will never believe in you. A certain amount of sadness, failure, and setback is inevitable. But if you've trained yourself to remain composed and have fortified your thinking, then you'll be able to overcome those challenges. You will be unbreakable. No, you'll be the one to command them. So let me tell you something. Nothing can stifle your determination when you master your thoughts. A powerful tool at your disposal is your intellect. You can't do without it. Any obstacle you encounter in life may be overcome if you can maintain your composure and focus. Do not freak out when the storm hits, because it will keep your composure. Refrain from giving in. Keep your cool. Believe in your abilities. No matter how bad the storm gets, you will be unbreakable, because you have prepared yourself mentally and physically. Up you will come. I have faith in you. No matter what happens, you will emerge from this storm stronger than before. Keep this in mind the next time you face adversity in life. Relax, change your viewpoint, and seize the situation. That is crucial. Not simply to getting through terrible times, but to rising above them. Simply said, you become unbeatable once you master the art of being composed and in control of your emotions and ideas. In the face of hardship, you mature into the kind of person that exemplifies resilience. Please, don't think that you must be flawless. No need to be an expert. I'm just expressing that. What I mean is that you should make a conscious effort. You must dedicate yourself to mental training, resilience, development, and daily self-presence. Doing so ensures that you accomplish more than just survive bad weather. With their help, you can climb even higher. Furthermore, you are unstoppable, period. So relax and breathe deeply. Remain steadfast. Pay close attention. Also bear in mind that being cool is key to success. I have faith in you.